most accurate local forecast starts now with meteorologist Brett Thackeray.
Well, we say good morning, everybody, as we track some more clouds over Franklin County. And today's going to be interesting. It's been a tough forecast to try to nail down. Are we going to get any rain? Are we going to get heavy rain? Are we going to get mist? And we're still a little uncertain. Today, probably the most unsure day of the forecast, and we'll get into why that is. But it is cloudy. That is going to continue. And yes, the satellite not showing it. These clouds are very low. We're also picking up some showers on the radar toward Philly and more to the west. This is from an actual front, and that front is going to stall out later today as it waits for Hurricane Erin to kind of make its approach, and then eventually the front will move on, helping to push Erin back out to sea. But in the meantime, today and tonight, how this front interacts with Erin is going to determine who gets rain and how much rain we get. Current temperatures are in the mid-60s now, ranging from 67 in Chambersburg, 65 in Harrisburg, a lot of 64s on the board from Lebanon to Lancaster up to Allentown. Dew points remain fairly low, but I do expect them to nudge up later today. It is going to become slightly more humid by later this afternoon into this evening and probably overnight, a little bit more on the muggy side. You can see Philly's got a dew point of 66 and then it's going to go away again. So maybe a brief return to some humid conditions, not oppressively so, but you'll notice maybe a little bit more on the muggy side later today. Still an easterly flow and a little bit of a breeze. So again, these winds are going to deliver some moisture too from the coast. How this front interacts with Erin, that's all going to determine a lot of factors today going into the forecast. 78 was the high yesterday, 84 the normal. So it still was a little bit cooler than average. No rain yesterday, and our surplus now floating around 1.5 inches. Cloudy skies over Enola this morning. As we look at our temperature trend later today, mid to upper 70s again. Some southern tier counties may get near 80 today, although it is going to be cloudy. So here's the setup. We've got high pressure to the north pulling an easterly flow. Here comes the hurricane moving very close to the U.S. now, and then this front is going to slow down, interact with the hurricane, and produce some showers and perhaps some potentially heavy rain in a few spots. So watch what happens. Later this afternoon, we're going to get some light showers to move through along a broken line. But then watch what happens here tonight. As that front kind of slows down, there's going to be a convergence zone, which helps get lift in the atmosphere. And so as that happens late this afternoon into this evening, there's going to be some heavy rain and maybe even some thunderstorms that set up in a line someplace. It's going to be very isolated, but those spots are going to get heavy rain. They will rain themselves out overnight. Tomorrow, tough to clear. I think it's going to be a mostly cloudy day now. We'll get some clearing late afternoon, early evening, and then eventually skies clear overnight as that hurricane pulls away. Friday behind the storm, all of that sinking air moves in. It's going to be still great. Friday still looking like the best day of the week. Now, in terms of rainfall, again, most of us are not going to get a lot. But notice how isolated these areas are that do get some rain. Could be 1 to 2 inches of rain in isolated locations later this evening from that convergence zone along the front. That's what we're going to be watching for later. Temperatures are going to make a run at 80, especially in our southern tier counties today. It's going to be hot and humid to our south in Baltimore and D.C. Tonight, precision cast falls us too far. With the clouds overnight, we're not going to fall into the 50s. I think probably mid-60s at best. And then tomorrow, another day where we get a nice northeast breeze, we're going to be stuck in the 70s. And I do want to point that out. A bit of an easterly breeze today is going to pick up tonight. That's going to help that convergence zone develop with some heavier downpours. And then as we move into the day tomorrow, because we're getting that northeast breeze behind Hurricane Erin, that's going to clear us out eventually. But it will be breezy at times tomorrow. And now we'll give you the latest with the hurricane. Here she is, Hurricane Erin, Category 2 storm. But again, look at how massive this is. This is a huge storm. Winds at 100 miles an hour. The outer bands affecting the Carolina coast. And so there's already rip currents and strong impacts along the ocean points for Georgia and parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. This storm, though, will continue to move north today and then eventually pull to the east. It does re-strengthen to a Category 3 tomorrow and then zooms away as we move into Friday, leaving us with some pretty nice weather. So the extended outlook does show that humidity peaking again today and then going down as we move into Friday and the weekend with a brief return to maybe some muggy conditions on Sunday. So tomorrow looks nice. There's Hurricane Erin well out to sea. Friday. And then looking ahead, Saturday looks dry with this front coming through on Sunday. So the weekend looks okay, but Sunday there will be some afternoon storms followed by some clearing here next week with some nicer weather and cooler weather ahead to wrap up August. So 78 today, scattered showers It is going to be more humid, and then tonight, some isolated heavy rain. And we're not sure exactly where that's going to set up, but it will be somebody that gets it, maybe over an inch in spots tonight. And then tomorrow, stubborn clouds most of the day. We'll get some sunshine late. Breezy conditions, too, on Thursday. And then Friday looks gorgeous. Sunny, low humidity, 82 degrees. The weekend looks so-so. Saturday should be dry. Sunday, a few storms. But that hurricane it's a big storm, size-wise. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Brett. We'll be right back.